Nice to meet you,
I know,
Danielle.
nice to-
Yeah, nice to meet you.
It's so funny doing these interviews because it's like the first time I meet everybody, and I'm just like, hey, also I'm gonna ask you a bunch of questions. Um, yeah, thank you for all making time for this. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'll go ahead and get started then. We are recording. Aw, cat.
Yeah. Sorry, she's probably gonna be jumping in and out.
Oh, no worries. My cat might do the same thing.
Get in here.
It's like you have your cat and then Puppet's like right here.
Dude, we
Yeah, and I
just,
have Remy.
It's like animal.
aw, we love
Nice.
animals.
Remy,
That's
Arita's
pretty good.
cat was in the video, and then Sade's dog, and then I said you.
Dog God feels like it has kind of a push and pull between like devotional and defiance. Did that tension kind of emerge naturally, or was that something you were maybe like consciously exploring throughout the record?
I don't think that was like an intentional thing, but yeah, I think that now that I think about it and you mention it, it's like, oh yeah, there is kind of like some songs are like very like devotion, and there's some that are a little bit more like betrayal or even kind of like death, even, so there is a bit of a push and pull. I think it just happened like naturally with whatever was going on in all of our lives at the time with like whether it be like the lyrics or in the songwriting.
Yeah, that makes sense. It was recorded in Paris, which is like, I know, Sade, you live in Paris now, but kind of far from Southern roots that you guys have. How did that shift in geography seep into the record?
Well, I mean, I think it definitely let us tap into like some of our colder influences, like a lot of post punk stuff that we've been listening to for a long time, but I don't think it really showed as much in our previous records. I think it was good to kind of shift like the energy a little bit. So recording in a different country really helped with that, and just kind of getting out of our comfort zone and being surrounded by like a city like Paris that has so much like beautiful things to offer, whether it be like in the food, the culture, the architecture. So naturally, you're just like inspired by all that, and there's a lot of like love themes in the album. So obviously, like
Yeah,
Paris, the city of love, lots of romance and stuff. So I think that kind of played a huge part into it as well.
yeah. Do you think you'll possibly record another album there in the future?
I mean, if everyone's down, I mean, I'd be happy to.
How are you all feeling about the upcoming tour?
I mean, I'm really excited about it. I'm super excited to tour and play new music. It's been a while. I miss the band. I haven't seen them in a few months, and I've missed playing, with all with them. And so we always have a great time on tour, as challenging as it may be at times. Um,
I think it'll be fun to play some new songs and stuff too. And we're gonna have our friend Lauren with us, and she's gonna play some synth as well as guitar. So that'll be cool.
The album title Dog God is kind of like a palindrome, like a mirror. What drew you to that idea of like reflection and inversion, or what was the inspiration behind the title of the album?
um, well, I for me, like I thought it was really cool, like visually, and like you said, it's like a palindrome, and I think it takes two words that God, which is obviously really powerful meaning and stuff, and then dog. I think it's kind of the opposite of that. Like a dog historically kind of sometimes could be symbolic to like. I thought it was cool to bring like kind of praise the word and bring it up to like to what I feel like is a closer meaning for the word dog. And I mean, dogs are like these like devotional creatures, and with a lot like that are super loyal and loving. And I thought it was just a cool way to to praise that. And I think kind of tied into like the kind of spiritual concepts or ideas in the album, along with like loyalty and love, devotion, and also the little bit of the suffering and submissiveness and um, you know like part of like the dog, you know, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, the submissiveness and devotion with animals is very like naturalistic, and I feel like that kind of shows throughout the album, so that's really cool.
Mhm.
Was there any kind of like thing recording this album that, you all grew closer together with as a band versus other albums, or was there anything like different about recording this album?
I think it was really cool that we just kind of like buckled down and got it done in like 2 months. Um, yeah, I think the other albums we had like a little bit more time.
Mhm.
Even the second one, we kind of had to like, I don't know, do the same thing, but I feel like we had maybe like 3 months. So yeah, this one was like faster paced for sure.
I feel like a
Eh,
deadline can kind of be good sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we all worked like more instinctively, and also kind of just had to trust each other too, because there was not a lot of time to really like second guess each other or ourselves, and so we just were like, all right, that's your part. All right, let's go, let's do it. It's not, and sometimes it's not. You'll have a part, and then you'll mix it with someone else's part, and it's not really what you had like envisioned, but and sometimes it kind of takes time, and then you realize that it's a good thing that you didn't have a counterpart that you envisioned, because it made the song even better.
Yeah. Like happy accidents that kind of just like slip in to some songs that
Yeah,
I don't expect. Yeah.
yeah.
To me, there's kind of something like medieval about this album. There's like transcendence, martyrdom, like we talked about, like love as like almost devotional suffering kind of thing. Was there any like what was the inspiration behind these songs? Were you looking into any kind of like older myths or stories or anything while writing it?
Sometimes like definitely like reading like a little bit of like mythology, or like poetry, or and also just like personally what I was going through in my love life at the time was a huge part of like where the lyrics come from. Like struggling with relationships and trying to understand like what love was to me, and then discovering love, and then discovering betrayal. And so it's kind of like this, all these like ups and downs with it. And so um yeah, I think that like that's part of what played a huge part in the lyrics, at least for me.
I think it's been kind of cool to like incorporate that into like the aesthetic too, for like the photos and things like that and the
Yeah.
artwork.
Yeah,
It's
where
been
was
fun.
that picture taken with the like giant cross?
It's like on top of like the Hollywood Hills. It's
Uh,
um I forget what it's called, but it's like right by the Hollywood Bowl.
okay, cool.
Yeah, you can see it when you're driving on the 101. It's like a pretty iconic thing that kind of lets you know that you're in LA.
That's cool. Is there anything that you hope that people take away from this album?
I mean, for me, I just hope people enjoy listening to it. I hope it can resonate with them in some form or another. I hope it makes them feel happy or sad, or or just helps them while they're going through any of those times. I hope they enjoy the guitar playing and the drumming and the bass, and just I don't know. I mean, if it makes them feel any type of way, I guess that's a good thing.
We did like the band that I'm with right now, we did a radio show yesterday, and right before the guy was playing an LA Witch single, and he was saying that
Cool.
what he really liked about 777 was that it was like darker, like it had like darker elements to it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
That's really cool.
7, like how did that song start? It's very like hypnotic. How did that like begin and how did it evolve?
Well, that one actually we started with the guitar, and I had like been messing around with like the I was playing it with the box when it has like a Bixby, and so I was kind of trying to do like dive type stuff, and so um, yeah, that song was actually really. It's funny because it's not that difficult of a song when you listen to it, but for some reason it was one of the songs that we really struggled with for the writing. I don't really know why, but that one kind of took us a while to finish. And I think part of the reason was because it was so simple that we were kind of like, oh shit, does it need something more? You know, and then I sent it to the producer and he was like, dude, it's perfect as it is. Like what you guys have, like it may feel simple, but that's kind of like the beauty of it is there is like this space in it, you know, like, and you have like those cool like guitar dives and the, the lyrics are, there's not that many lyrics in that particular song. I don't know if you guys have like the same feeling about your like drumming or bass parts, you know, but um, yeah,
Well, when we recorded it, it took us like 40 times to get
yeah,
that
yeah,
song
I remember,
recorded. As simple as it is, it's also very complicated. I don't
yeah,
know. And
it's
like the
weird. It's
space
like,
is super important. So,
yeah,
yeah.
maybe that's why it was so hard.
Yeah, because all the little details are important. And then, yeah, just that song was really hard to record.
Yeah,
Yeah, there was a point where we were just like, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. It just kept going, trying to get it
yeah, we
right.
lost our minds. That was a hard day.
Well, I feel like you nailed it. You each feel like you have a favorite track on the record.
I
Like,
really like I Hunt You Pray. I like Icicle 777, Kiss Me Deep. I used to really not like SOS, and recently I was like, oh, it's actually pretty cool. I don't know. There's a lot. I feel like there's a lot of songs that I'm like pretty happy with on this record.
yeah.
The second single is probably like my favorite one to play live, I think.
The
Yeah.
lens.
Yeah. I was gonna say the other name. I couldn't remember.
My favorite is probably also I Hunt You Pray. What else was on there? They all actually sound really good. I actually got a copy from Andrew and I was like listening to it and I was like, oh, like it's weird because in the moment you don't really like know, but like when you give it some space, I think you can really like appreciate what you've done and what everyone else has done. So I'm really proud of us. Yeah, and it's exciting because we haven't really played any of the songs live, like especially like with the synth and stuff. So we're just kind of excited to see how people will like relate to it.
Yeah. Is is the synth player coming on the entire tour?
Yeah.
Nice. Very cool. Is there anything like specific or any like tour essentials that you have to bring with you when you go on tour, like a book or a notebook or like a food item?
I have this alligator pillow named Al. He's essential.
He is an essential.
Yeah. We also bring our bats.
Yeah, we have like a
We,
collection of like these stuffed animal bats that we've accumulated over time, and we bring them all with us.
Mm, mascots.
Yeah,
Very
And we
cool.
notebook
also
is
like to
always
bring
really
hot
good.
sauce.
Oh yeah, hot sauce. That's important, especially
Oh,
in Europe.
what's your favorite hot sauce? I love hot sauce.
Oh my God, we have so many. Um,
Yeah,
there's the Yellowbird hot sauce from Austin. The
Yes.
habanero one's
sounds
really good.
good.
Yes.
I love chili crisp, like
Mm-hmm.
the Asian chili crisp stuff is really
Yeah.
good.
I recently discovered like I think it's my new favorite like brand of hot sauce. It's called Martins, but it's a French hot sauce, which is really funny because French people don't really eat hot sauce. But I discovered it, and they have a shit ton of flavors, and they're like amazing. And it's just funny that it's French because that's not really like their specialty. That's
Yeah.
supposed to be our specialty, but um,
Yeah, well, I'm outside of New Orleans, so I'm like Cajun French people do have good hot sauces here.
oh, do they? Okay.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, what's
Well,
the
yeah,
good hot sauce?
I guess in New Orleans because it's mixed with like a bunch. Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, in Paris it's really hard to find.
I bet
But
they're
yeah, that makes sense.
yeah.
Wait, what hot sauces are good in New Orleans? Because we're going there, so maybe
Oh
we'll
yeah,
stock up.
I'll probably see y'all there. Louisiana, just straight up Louisiana. It's called Louisiana hot sauce. Obviously,
Oh
you
yeah.
probably know about Tabasco, but I don't really like the flavor of Tabasco that much, to be honest with you. Um, Crystal. Crystal's really
Oh
good.
yeah,
Yeah, Chris is
Crystal's
really
good.
good.
Well, thank you guys so much for taking the time. I know we're all in different time zones, so it's kind of like hard, but I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us, and thanks
Thank
for like
you.
all your help or whatever with. Yeah,
Really appreciate it.
yeah,
Yeah, thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Of course, you guys. Well, y'all all have a good day, evening, whatever time.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
bye.
Cool.
Bye.
All right.
bye.